Oh, there we go. Hey, Rob Smith here. Hi, y'all. Hope y'all are doing fine. I don't think I got any answers to. I'm gonna go make sure. I don't think I got anything here. There was something new with Facebook. This Facebook I'm now back returned to. There have been made some. Um, oh, this is interesting. Sanibel School and Fort Myers Beach elementary students will be relocated to Lee County schools for, oh, I guess for a while now here, right? Okay. Um, um, All right, let me just seeing it. Just checking real quick, but I meant to check before this and I forgot. All right, I'm doing it real quick, but nobody's here. I don't think anybody's here. Maybe so. Thank you for being here if you are here. And Janet Treadway, thank you, Janet. Oh, Janet Treadway, Russ Chapman, constantly such great support of Swampy's Florida. I can't thank them enough. And that's why I actually tracked. I know Chapman found me. I had to track Janet Treadway down because I knew she'd want to know I was back. Or where's my post for this? Where's my post? Here's my post. Janet Treadway was one who liked it. All right, well, there you go. And hold on, I got to. I've lost my. What's going on here? Hold on, I got to try and find it. Oh, yesterday I was all set up for getting the live version. Hold it, and now I'm not. I'm having some slow stuff here going on here. Atchison, Topeka, and the Santa Fe. I should play that, but I'd probably get. Oh, especially here with YouTube. I had this set up yesterday. I didn't do it. Here we go. Now here I am. I see myself live. See, I can actually get the screen right there. There I am. Okay, I'm here. Oh, Alice Reed and Melissa Busby both here. Holy cats! Hello, hello, hello. How are you all? How are you all? Did I find anything? Oh, here, Melissa. I have something especially for you. I came up with a box full of. They're long things. They're long things that fit into a comic book box. They're here. It's a National Enquirer. But Melissa, you'll like what this was about. Again, I've been a fan of James Garner for a long time. And this is an issue from February 5th, 1980. And there he is. There. Yes, it's little known. Melissa Busby is a big fan of, and a lot of folks are big fans of James Garner. Big old picture. The real truth about my quitting Rockford. That's right. He quit Rockford because he's really a woman. That's right. And so he had to really actually do that. And that's why he did, not long after this, that's why he did Victorium. Anyway, I'm kidding. But it's funny. Remember the National Enquirer? It was published here in Florida. Really, down Tamarack. At their offices. They also did the Weekly World News. My old friend who went around as Captain Cartoonist last year, so I'm proud to say I encouraged him to do caricature, and he really generated a lot of money. But he was a great guy. I actually ghosted a comic strip for him. He was great. He was very much a curmudgeon, though. Good. Okay. Uh, so it was now I forgot where I was because that alarm threw me. But anyway, but the National Enquirer was all you'd go out. You don't. They're not there anymore. You go through Publix, they're not here. Why not? We don't know. You know what? What is the You're never too old to fall in love. So where's where's the inside scoop? Jimmy Durante's friends. It's better for him to be with God. Where's those? Did you have? We don't see stories about that. I mean, you think you'd see stories about that about Donald Trump or Joe Biden? They're somehow involved with Steve McQueen in some way. Trump and Biden involved with Steve McQueen's dead corpse or something. Who knows? They come with the weirdest things on this. What? And it's so, where's the price tag? I think I saw, I have an issue of it that says 40 cents. That was at 40 cents to get salacious news about. And you just make up, and my friend, I can't think of his name right now. Oh, I gotta get it. Captain Cartoon. I remember that right now. From Rockford, Illinois. But he lived over in near Fort Lauderdale. Well, he told me they made up Weekly World News because he created Bat Boy. He was partial. He was a major contributor to creating Bat Boy and he was partially involved with how he looks. Even though he actually did the artwork, there was all this discussion. They made up so much of this stuff, but it sold. It sold. It sold. Now we have the same thing today. It's not called the National Enquirer. Today it's called Facebook. That's right. That's what. So we have the same thing today. But anyway, there's James Rockford from 19. That I bought that new probably at Fairway Market. Okay, what am I drawing here? Yeah, or the evening news. Yes, yes, yes. Uh, all right. Hello, Hope. Hello, Dennis. Did I see you? Yes, the dolphin who I kept calling Dragon yesterday. Oh, yes, I was saying I haven't drawn a dragon in a while. Well, let's draw a dragon just because folks like me to draw dragons. I haven't done one in a while. Oh, my goodness gracious me. By the way, Hope and um, I'm just going to call you Dolphin. Just Dolphin. Um, I've got a lot of stuff like that that can go to the old sales floor. Movie posters. I've got a lot of movie posters. I'm going to keep some for now, but let's see what goes on. Let me put those up. I used to get a magazine called Variety. I used to get it from the newsstand at Winter Park Mall. That was me over there. Yep. I was talking to Thomas Hockman, a lawyer friend of mine, and he's been around that area all of his life. He cannot remember there being a newsstand at Winter Park Mall. I was floored, shocked. Very cross. Well, maybe he was distracted because across the hall was Bill Bear, records and TV. There was a big record store. They're always selling albums. He'd probably gone in there for the latest, Alice Cooper album or something. He never looked at the newsstand. Why would lawyers want to read? It just gets in the way. I was really surprised. How do you not know that? That was a number one top reason for me to go in there. Because I was always buying magazines, mostly science, philosophy. I don't know if I ever bought National Enquirer there. I don't think so. And I only bought them when there were folks like someone like James Gardner on there. I was young, and I was starting to collect things and seeing, hey, I wonder what that'd be fun. Because I get other things too here. Well, I have no idea how I got this, but I have this enjoyment of jazz. Count Basie and his band that swings the blues, and it's all this stuff about Count Basie. I love Count Basie. As I said, some people like music. I like music. If music I like has a Basie beat, that's my kind of music. Count Basie. I'm sorry I never got a chance to see him live anywhere, but wow. Count Basie. That's something that was in that same box. Now, what was I drawing? I don't remember. Let's see, something about a dragon, I think. Getting a new Barry Manilow. That's it. Hockman and his Barry Manilow. And Manilow was big back around 19. Because I guess that Mall News closed around. Because it closed in around mid 80s, I think. I think it was gone by the time I got back from the Kubert School. And I know where I would seek out the newsstands when I was up in New Jersey, too, for the Kubert School. And it was Charlie's News in Sarasota when I was at Ringling. What a great place that was. It smelled of newsprint and tobacco. That's what they sold tobacco. And there was one in Colonial Plaza, right? What was funny, the one in Colonial Plaza is in Orlando, just east of downtown a few miles. And the newsstand tobacco store was right beside the toy store. Yeah, Toy King, right next door. It was awful. Sometimes I'd go, I'm always running around. I'm excitable. I love energy, running around all over the place. And I go running to the toy store. I go running, race to the toy store, come out with a pack of cigarettes and a pipe. I get confused about where I was. They weren't as nice at Colonial Plaza as Winter Park was really nice folks. I got to actually know those guys. I don't remember their names, but I remember them both very well. Well, Hope. Hope may not know. I'm a huge my Dino is number one for with me. Number one. Yeah, you saw. Yeah, I know. Hope yesterday saw. I have a. There were some. I don't. I just packed them up. I'm actually trying to. So I've got a number. I've got a lot of Dean Martin stuff, but I have a mechanical Dean Martin, much like the Bing Crosby Hope that you saw yesterday. But it's not Christmas. It's just him and a. There were a whole bunch of those made, but the Bing Crosby one, there was all three were made from White Christmas: Crosby, Danny Kaye, and Rosie Clooney. And I've got all three. And you saw Crosby. I don't know. Maybe I may have missed him. They may have gone. The other two may have lost in the move. Yeah, and Dino sings, and I'm just so thrilled that I've been able to connect with Dina Martin. And she does a live program every Friday. Been doing it since the virus hysteria. She's on her 200 and something. And she and I have actually communicated. She knows. I think she knows who I. I know she knows who I am because we just exchanged things. I've not been as active there, and now I'm completely disconnected. Also, I seem to be busy on Fridays, and since I left Ocala, but she does a terrific job, and she's one of. Dean was married twice. I love to point out the Florida connection. His second marriage was to a Florida native, Jeannie. Her maiden name slips my mind, but she was born and raised in Miami. She was an Orange Bowl queen, and that's how she met Dean. Dean was there for an event, and there was Jeannie, the Orange Bowl queen, and that was his second wife, but not the mother of Dina, which is Deana. If you want to hear Dina Martin, she has just look for Dina Martin on Facebook or YouTube or on Twitter or wherever, DinaMartin.com. But she has only kind of good things to say. She and Jeannie were really, it was like it was the second mother to for her. I always wanted to go to the Dean Martin Festival in Steubenville, Ohio, but it ended much like the Pogo Fest I talked about a couple days ago. The Dean Martin Festival ended. The fans are. I need to get back. Kimmy Fuller is someone on Facebook, and she actually connected with me before Dina started doing all this because she's a big cartooning person up in, and Dina Martin knows Kimmy really well because Kimmy has never slacked on being there. I think Kimmy has some medical issues, so she's always there. And she's got a dog, and whose name? Oh, suddenly her dog's name slips by mind. Molly, and she lives in Mechanicsville, Pennsylvania. And Dina Wilson will refer to Kimmy many times. But yeah, Dina sings with it's her husband John and her assistant Rosario. They do a program every Friday at 4 p.m. And Dina sings very well. And she's in her mid 70s. She's the only one of all those. I think there's 8 altogether. What, five, 3 and 5, 4 and 5, something like that. I forget. There are a bunch of them. Of course, one thing that downed Dean was the death of his son in 1986 when he flew into a side of a mountain. First, it was his divorce of Jeannie, and that was all over every National Enquirer imaginable. I think it's one reason I started picking up some of those because I was upset that I didn't pick up all those Dean Martin ones I'd seen 10 years earlier. Sorry, I'm probably boring as heck. I'm not even reading these. I'm sorry. Copacabana, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, those are for when Melissa and I were in high school. That was big stuff music wise. the big stuff was Manilow, and he was on everything. He was on Carson and Merv Griffin and everywhere. And I was doing caricatures at Stars Hall of Fame, and Stars Hall of Fame would pipe music through and from different things, and I remember Barry Manilow being one of those. And of course, doing the caricature gigs I was doing, you'd hear Manilow's music there too. Yeah, I know Dino really, really well. A lot about, and I think I had 68, 70 of his albums. And I had more Frank, because there's a lot more Sinatra. I had about 90 albums of Sinatra. I left all those at the house. I didn't bring those with me. Imagine selling all of those. Many of them, well, I nabbed what I could, what I had time, and how many people have said to me afterward, why didn't you tell us? We would have come and helped. I just don't like bothering people. But yeah, I'm a big Dino fan. And the thing was, I was a big fan when in all through Princeton Elementary School, Robert E. Lee, Edgewater. So I'd be going around humming those songs, and they would say, "What's wrong with you?" And don't ask me about music from the '70s. I don't know what it is. I don't. Not my. I like happy songs. Why can't we be happier? Why do we have to? Why do people listen to sad, depressing, angry stuff all the time? You wonder why we have an angry country. Look at the music they're listening to. Look at the TV shows. Look at all that stuff. It's all right there. We pretend like psychology and psychiatric. Hold on, I want to make sure. That looks like he's got his claw in there. So I got to make sure I get that a little bit more. I don't know why I'm spending all this time on this. You know, one of the things I loved, I would pick up Psychology Today. What was all the magazines I used to get? I used to buy. I was reading so much stuff. Fascinating, absolutely fascinating. All right, how's that? Here, we'll put maybe there's some castle out here in the distance. We should make it Royal Castle. He's going for some burgers, right? Yeah, that's a good idea. Of course, not you all probably don't know what Royal Castle was. Now, does Melissa remember Royal Castle in Orlando? Or any of you all remember Royal Castle? There's one in downtown Orlando at Court Street and South. Because I used to get my hair, we've talked about that before, where I got my hair cut. Reynolds, it was right around the corner. We only went there a couple times. My mother was very much against fast food. Well, we weren't even calling it fast food then. It's called fast food now. I remember that we were living in Winter Park, and this McDonald's open, and we went there once for something they were doing about Halloween, but that was it. My mother didn't. And we would take the Greyhound bus. The depot was right next door. We still would never go to McDonald's. My mother was against it, and I'm not one to go there. I mean, that sounds odd because Hope and Dolphin are seeing all these McDonald's toys. Yes, I did take Taylor and Jacob and Amber to McDonald's. But that has to do with a longer story involving an evil one. And I didn't have, I've just been cooking today. Cooked up chicken and potatoes. And, I was cooking Melissa's very favorite food in the whole world. Yes, carrots. I was cooking carrots. Yes. Cooked carrots. So here is, okay, I'm going to put up, now that's kind of dumb. Why would you build a castle like that up there? It's a weird thing to do. So maybe maybe there's a trail coming off of it. Now I'm putting rocks around so people can ambush folks coming out of there. That's a good idea. Yes. These guys could use a good security system after what I've done to them. Some mountains over here. Oh, I miss crystal too. Is there crystal around here? We'll see what stupid was when I was in Ocala. Well, growing up in College Park, much like Melissa's in College Park, no Aldi anywhere. She has to go. She has to go. She's never been to one, and I think that's true for most folks in College Park. There's just none nearby. You literally have to drive 10, 15, 20 miles away. Uh, so actually, yeah. Well, that's a new terminology. Of course, now, when I was growing up, there was a crystal over by Fashion Square Mall. Now, my mother did let us go to that for some reason. I don't know why. And I know I lost stuff there. I had a bunch of crystal stuff from the 70s. I know I don't believe I'll ever see that again. I'm pretty sure all of that was in the garage I left behind. And that actually reminds me of something I want to bring up to Hope, and maybe that's where I'll transition out of this picture into another one. But Crystal used to do something on Valentine's Day. They'd do these big hearts. They do these big hearts. Oh, see, this is where you need things like clouds just to get the impression of, it just gives some sense of how large this creature is just by, and then maybe a couple of birds out here. Suddenly get an idea. This guy's a big guy. He's a really big guy. But I'd love to, and I don't know how long all this is, but they do these hearts. And I had a bunch of those. They must have been in the garage because I doubt I'll see them. And they were much like this. I should check those. I wonder if those are on eBay. There's an idea. And I'd love to do some things like Christmas and Valentine's Day. Melissa well knows I would like to do a series of Valentine cards. I've actually already written them and drawn them. I've got an entire Valentine book finished, pencil-wise, all pencil. I just need to ink it and get it done. And now I can't believe how much time has passed and how much has been trouble. I've got that picture you saw of Billy the Swan on Santa's lap done. It's all color now. Oh, I was wondering. Here, let me get Melissa's thought because she knows this. The Christmas. No, she doesn't actually. She whiz. The Christmas star, the original one. Can I? Can you post pictures here? How about that? If I could. There's Billy the Swan. Hold on. Give me a moment. There are. Billy hasn't come. William Morgan has not come back to me about this yet, so I'm not. That's why I'm not going to do the Christmas star here because I have not heard back from him. There was the original Christmas star. Can I put that here? Will it let me put a picture? No, no pictures. Won't let me put pictures. Darn. Close. Oh wait, I'm missing things. Whoa! It's no longer fast. It's no right. Dolphin. Right, it's no longer fast. Where did I go? Oh well, yes. Dolphin was there with me. We went to Culver's. I hate Culver's is based up north. And no offense, because right, hold it, Alice Reed. Yeah, you're from up north, New York, upstate New York. No offense, but I try to support our Florida business. It's a big deal with me. So, but we've been going, and you know Culver's, I'm sure. So we were at Culver's and a couple days ago, and you don't, oh no, Dolphin doesn't know this. I went, so they left, and we'd gone in there. I was really tired. I was just wiped out from the last 2 days of the hurricane. On Tuesday, actually it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I was just wiped out. I was irritable, really tired. So we got together, and I passed on some containers to them, and but we ended up sitting in Culver's, and I was so tired. Don't even ask me. I don't remember. I guess we spoke or something. But I'm really tired. I don't remember things. I admit it. So I ran up real quick after Dolphin and Hope left. I ran up and quick. I said, "Can I just?" I saw they had tons of fries sitting there. I said, "Okay, just let me get a fry from you." And it was $2 or something. So I gave him the $2, and then I waited, and I waited, and I waited. I said, "What, guy? They're right there. just hand me some fries. I'm out the door." They have some weird micromanaging thing where they got to go by every order that comes in, whether it be on the table or in the from the counter. And I couldn't believe how long. So I'll have to apologize next time I'm in there because I did not mean to be. Um, um, I'm trying to see what to do here. I didn't mean to be. I don't think I was nasty at all, but I was irritated. They have this whole thing. They gotta use these gloves, and they gotta take the. They apparently have to pick them up with some tongs. Just pick up the package. I don't. Okay, if I get typhoid, I'll be dead and it won't matter. Just pick up the little package. Put it. You don't have to put it in a bag. Just hand. I said, even said, just hand me the. No, they have to put it in a bag, and they have to take the bag. I saw her; she had to fold it a certain way. She had to take some sticker, put it on the bag, and then she had to make sure it was held fast, and then she could hand it to the girl who handed it to me. Gee, guys, no wonder you're taking 16 years. Oh golly, I realized I'm drawing Reagan. Oh, I haven't drawn Reagan in so long. That's how I draw Reagan. I'm going to draw Dean. All right, never mind. I'll just go on with Reagan. It's been so long since I've thinking and drawn. It's a girl. It's the girl with the long skirt that's there. I'm not sure if she's. I have some dear friends who are. Well, I haven't drawn Reagan in a long time. They're they're Mennonites. Oh, that's right. I haven't seen how Emily Marie is. She got married, had a child. Ooh, wonderful folks. They're over. They're not in anywhere near the villages. They're in southern Marion County. They have a farm. They homeschool. Just perfect people. Perfect people. They're so upset with what's happening in this country right now. I cannot begin to tell you how upset they are. I used to give talks about cartooning, and I would draw our presidents. And I did it for so long that the presidents, I think I started off with, I may start with LBJ or Kennedy, but as the decades wore on, no one knew who they were. So I would have to, I'd up it to Nixon and Nixon to president. And it was funny, the last couple times I did it was very disturbing because I would ask the crowd, and this was an older crowd, and actually this was a very political group who, you should know this stuff. That's who our current president is, and there was a number of blank looks on their faces. This was about 5 years ago. What? I've just gotten further and further away from doing stuff, not just teaching cartooning, but even talking about it. It's just so sad and depressing to me. I don't know what I'm doing here. I want my better drawings of Reagan. Yeah, always point out that one thing we did as drawing Reagan was that we drew him really big shoulders, big guy. It didn't matter, liberal, conservative, didn't matter. You always drew him as a big guy. And then when you drew Bush, God, it's been a long time since I've done this. I love doing this comparison. Drawing Bush. So I forget, I did a lot of performing when I would do this. I talk like Bush. He'd have that New England sound to his voice. Sound like a little. Well, I haven't drawn. But Bush would always be drawn rather small. Excuse me, not a great drawing. I haven't drawn Bush in a while. Bushes are hard to draw, all of them. John Ellis Bush is the easiest of the lot. But anyway, whenever you drew there was nothing much to do with George H.W. Bush. That's what we came to call him. So you just kind of drew him normal. There was nothing. Well, except for there was something funny that political cartoonist Pat Oliphant, my very favorite political cartoonist, very favorite, big influence on me. I used to at Edgewater. I would study his cartoons. I loved his work. But when there were some problems going on involving Andrei Gromyko and Russia and so on, Oliphant hated Bush. to the point that he started drawing Bush. He thought Bush was just not much of a man, and would draw him as a woman with a purse, and had him his great cartoon where he has him trying to beat up a bear with a purse. And he always decorated the purse. I found it so funny. Everything he put him in a little, like he was a little old lady from the late 1800s. Just hilarious, just hilarious stuff. Pat Oliphant, very much what we call liberal, absolutely. Born and raised in Australia, absolutely, positively. Two top political cartoonists ever, Pat Oliphant and Jeff McNally. Those are our two biggest political cartoonists ever. But Pat Oliphant, too, got frustrated. He could tell people weren't reading anymore. They didn't know what was going on. And he was getting older anyway, but he just put his pen down and said, I quit. People are too stupid. They just don't know what's going on any side. On any side, it didn't matter. Everything's emotional reaction. I'm not reading any comments here. Second Shake still stands. Yes, yes, yes. No, the owner of Steak and Shake is in Texas. He's from Iran. He couldn't care less about Steak and Shake. To him, it's his little toy. He owns a whole bunch of businesses. So he's used Steak and Shake as a play toy, and he is his other businesses he lets run. But Steak and Shake, you have to wonder, is it because he hates America? Because he has done everything he can to bring Steak and Shake crashing down. He first up he upped all the lights, all the franchisees. You had to have $10,000 to just even start. But then he upped everything else. He made miserable and made it very difficult to even get into one. As soon as he did that upping of the franchisees, tons shut down. But still a bunch stayed open. And then the virus hysteria came, and he just started playing with them some more. It's he wants to kill Steak and Shake. That's clear. But it's amazing. And you're open. One of the nastiest Steak and Shakes I know all over the state, and I've been to a lot of Steak and Shakes, is is in Melbourne, right on 192. One of the dirtiest, nasty. I haven't been there since I've been here, but I used to go there a few times. Nasty, nasty place. It's also very busy. So I've got Reagan here, but yeah, I love Steak and Shake. Please don't. What's not Flipper? Oh, it's not Flipper. Oh. Dolphin Boy, Flipper. So did you like the drawings of Mad Magazine in the '80s? Well, Mad Magazine goes back to it technically goes back to the '50s with Bill Gaines and doing it. One of my two biggest number one is Neil Adams. Number two is a fellow named Will Eisner. Number three, Jack Davis, who got to be a friend of mine, and I get to draw with Jack. And my proudest time ever was Jack to look over my shoulder. You may have heard this before. Melissa probably has. It was Jack looking over my shoulder while I was drawing. We were in Germany, a USO tour, and Jack says, "You're good." He was a Georgia boy. Oh, there you go. Yeah, Melissa wrote that. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Jack Davis from Mad, and I got to know a lot of those guys. I just saw the former editor Sam Viviano. Because he and I would chat usually on Facebook more than we would on Instagram. I haven't seen any of these guys in years since being away from the National Cartoon Society, but Sam's a great, great, great guy, and then Mort Drucker, a good pal of mine who was living in Florida, was Duck Edwing. Duck and his wife, Duck and Cluck. That was how they were. Duck and Cluck. Both died cigarette smokes. Both of them died of cigarette smoke. They would smoke. I've never seen anyone smoke as much. And my father smoked. Not like they smoked tons. But Duck was so fast. Duck's thought was always, when you go away from someone, always leave them laughing. So anytime you try to get away from Duck, whose real name was Don Edwing, he would have a joke for you and have you laughing. He was hilarious. He do jokes, and he was a big part of writing it Mad. Yeah, so I know a bunch of, and I'm not a fan of Mad, actually, oddly enough, and it's why Jack Davis in the '90s walked away from it. He thought they were getting crude and nasty, and he'd had it. And understand they were pretty rough in the 50s, but not like they were getting in the 90s. They were really getting raunchy. And it's funny, as he was leaving, because Sam Viviano, I think he was already editing the magazine at that point. He took place at DeFalco or something. Anyway, but yeah, it's a. And I have friends who worked on later versions. Tom Richmond, Ed Steckley, those guys, those are all friends too. So yeah, Mad Magazine. Where am I here? Did you like Drag Mag? Who are pulling for Dodgers? Oh yeah, Melissa, big baseball fan. I used to love the comics of those, and they were hilarious when I was 13. It's John Denver. Who's John Denver? Rob's, yeah, not much of a sports fan. Uh, okay, I was holding a wiffle ball bat before I could walk. Yes, yes, it's in it. Her. I mean, I grew up with her father, with Melissa's father, who coached baseball. Not coach. Yeah, he was a coach and ran the softball teams over where I went to elementary school, Princeton Elementary. I lived a block and a half away. I would. I mean, I still can hear the ball game from where I lived. And Larry down the street would. He was an older fella, retired. He'd walk down there, and he'd had a bad stroke, but he'd always go down there. He was there for. I don't think he ever missed a game. Uh, and so anyway, and if folks know people in Orlando, raised in the area, and they played any softball, that is, they would know Melissa's father. He was a big, big, big deal. Now look, what it looks like I have George H.W. Bush about to hit a heart. What am I doing? It's so sad what's going on in this country. Yes. Could you draw some Sonic that I don't draw other people's characters? I'll draw politicians. We got to watch something called copyright, and I learned this back 40 years ago when I was doing the caricature thing. I'll draw. I might do a Batman, but that's because um, I'm a big Batman fan. Where's Andrea Kaczynski, by the way? She's not here. Andrew's a huge Batman fan. So I could draw a little Batman. That's only because I really know how to draw him. And I've been drawing Batman since I was at Princeton Elementary School. And such a fan of Neil Adams. Oh, whoa, I drew his mouth too big. Oops. But I don't know how to draw. Hey, Dolphin, I don't know if you know this, but I don't know if this is still true, but it used to be that Sonic comic books are some of the most expensive out there. There's a huge fan base. Obviously, thank you, pumpkin pie. I got it. And you have some pumpkin pie. I'd like a slice, please. It's about that time of year we're gonna see pumpkin pies everywhere. Oh, I just love to get pumpkin pie over at Morrison's cafeteria. Ooh, they made a good pumpkin pie. There's different ways of making pumpkin pie. I come from the southern version. Thank you very much. I like my southern pumpkin pie. Because I remember we'd buy whole pies from Morrison's. But I don't know how to draw them. And I did work for Pikachu. What are those called? But I can't remember them now. But I wouldn't draw them. I still don't. I don't know how to. Even though I worked for those guys, I didn't know that wasn't my thing. I mean, my training's comic books. I love drawing happy little cute little animals, but my training's all comic books. I could draw a hedgehog. Actually, I'd probably better know how to draw a hedgehog. Do you know who Richard Scarry is? We were showing his stuff yesterday. I love Richard Scarry. I just had them. Where is it? Oh, here they are. Yeah, these Richard Scarry books. Richard Scarry was really one that really did a tremendous job painting cute little critters. You probably know the style more this way. This was his later style, and they're still being drawn today, and they still have his name on it. But he's been dead since '91, I think, and it's actually his family that's continuing it. But this is early Richard Scarry right there. And he's known for doing he'd have titles like the best book ever, always using the word ever. Because Sonic the Hedgehog does not look like a hedgehog. Truth be told. But I don't know how to draw. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not. I don't want to get to the copyright issues. I can do it with Batman. I got connections. I won't get in trouble for drawing Batman. Or actually, a lot of superheroes. I just know a lot of folks in that area. I don't know folks in the in the giant world of the video games, which are uber powerful these days. Do you see this? Am I off the page? I'm sorry. I'm not reading these. Morris's trade. Yeah, Morris's just did the best. And the last, I don't know if I mentioned, the last version of Morris's was bought by Piccadilly, and they were still open. And the last one open, I think the last one open in Florida was up in Jacksonville, in between Atlantic Boulevard and Beach Street, or was it vice versa? Anyway, and it closed about a little over a year ago. But I went. I got in there a couple years ago, a few years ago. It was before the hysteria, so it had to be 4 or 5 years ago. And they found it. So they found me very funny because I was so tickled to be in there. I've been trying to stop there for a long time, but I hadn't been able to. Also, around the corner from where that last Morrison's was is where the very first Burger King actually started. It was not called Burger King. They were using something called the Burger, not Burgermeister, but something like that, Burger Machine King, and that was the name of that. That it's now a sandwich shop. That was the very first Burger King. The two guys who started that, they didn't think they could get the customers they wanted, so they packed up and went down to Miami and opened the first Burger King. They're off 79th. That building has since been demolished. We give him a bow tie. He looks like he needs one. Let's give him a cane. Actually, let's give him a tuxedo. Here, he and Dino are gonna. I never did see Dean live in the end. Saw Sinatra, saw Sammy Davis, saw so many, but I was supposed to. I had tickets. It was supposed to be Dean, Frank, and Sam, but Dean pulled out after his divorce with Jeannie in '73 or so. He fell into a depressive state, and he cut his TV show and just did those. He did those roasts. But then his son died, and that was it. He just gave up on everything, and he really got into a depressive state they never got out of, which is part of the reason he canceled his tour with Sam and Frank. By the way, this is my Batman has this symbol. My friend Steve Gar the Ghoul, his only Batman is Adam West. He doesn't believe in any other Batman. So, like, I'm such a fan of Neil Adams. To him, that is a Batman, but not the Batman. In fact, that Neil Adams Batman, Denny O'Neil, who wrote, Adams who drew, changed. Because at one point, as they got to this TV series, Batman was kind of doing outer space stuff. It was getting really strange and weird. So they did this TV series, and it reset Batman. Well, Neil Adams and Denny O'Neil reset it again to a darker Batman. And it's stayed that way ever since. It's actually gotten darker still, unfortunately. Yes, Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams had very strong political views, which I completely disagree with. But that doesn't matter. He's still the influence to what I do. I know that. Okay, I'm sorry I'm not reading off. Thank you all for being here and interacting like this. I love it. I know. So, hey, where is it? Where's pumpkin pie? Hang on to your Sonic stuff. Don't lose it. That stuff to sell down the road. You'll be very glad about that. I wish I was a fan of Sonic back in the '90s. Oh, that stuff is a fortune. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. Uh, yeah. Probably, yeah, yeah. They're really. They used to be really rough because it was easier to do it. These days, it's gotten mushy and it's harder. But I'm not playing. I'm not going to play. I'm not. Gonna, I I love Warner Brothers. I love Chuck Jones again. I guess Chuck Jones is probably number four of influence. Maybe in some ways he had more influence to me than Jack Davis. Um, I mean, involving cute animals, and then there were Richard Scarry too. Anyway, yes, Melissa knows something about law. Melissa, just for fun, just to give them an idea, why don't you go sue half these people? Anyway, not me though. I mean, I'm just, don't sue me. Hello, Andrea Kaczynski. You're here. We were talking about, yes, there's Batman. She loves Batman. Yeah, now we're, so, and now we're back to Soupy Sales because the thing Soupy Sales love to do is pie in the face. We didn't talk about that, but we were talking about Soupy before. The soup man. Him and his sweaters. Well, I'm not doing good storytelling here. Yeah, I really, actually, I did. One thing I didn't like about Soupy was all the pies being thrown because I kept thinking, that's a perfectly good pie. What are you doing throwing pies? Pies are to eat, not put in people's faces. Pies have always been a big part of comedy for some reason. Well, not these days. I don't know why. Just silly slapstick stuff. Funny how what's not comedy these days, and what is comedy or what they call. Oh. No, I don't get into any Looney Tunes, whatever. I'll get into the superhero stuff, but I don't really know Marvel. I'm not a Marvel guy. That may seem surprising. What was I showing the where are they? The Miko. I don't know how I got Spider Man because actually I wasn't familiar with Spider Man. Somehow I got that Spider Man doll. Oh, can I draw Spider Man? I never understood Spider Man. The mask thing doesn't make sense. I didn't like the stories. Who was here? Mao Zedong, who was here asking about things, cartooning books. It occurred to me after I should probably mention How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way. It's a very good way of learning how to do comic book storytelling. Simply, but it's not a good way. You really need to learn how to write stories. Top priority. I can't forget. Where is that? I really could use those dolls. I lost them now. They're around. Been piling up stuff. I've been going through those boxes that were brought over here. What do I do with them? Oh, Melissa, Thursday I'm going to bring some dolls I'd mentioned to you about 3 months ago. They'd gotten a bunch of stuff got away from me that's meant for people. I've drawings for Dickie Joe Mullen. I can't remember what the heck does Spider-Man look like. That's how bad I am. I'm not a fan. I became a huge fan of the X-Men. There he is. I looked him up real quick here. Okay, it goes like that. Okay. And the key is the eyes. But see, again, there's no expression. And that's just to me bad storytelling. I can do this. Wow, we went from, look at all the stuff I'm covering. What time is it? The time. No good. Thank you all for the back and forth. I love that when the chat thing goes. And Sundays always seems to be the day where there's a lot more happening here. Yesterday was pretty active though. Let's try to get this right. Oh, so this costume's also strange. Now it's gonna be hard to read. I like Crystal. I'll get back to Crystal Burgers. I like Crystal Burgers a lot. Anyway, I was saying, Cala had one within about a mile and a half from me, and I went there I think 3 times. I was up when I was at College Park, and then went up in Apopka. I was never near a Crystal. So here I'm in Ocala, a mile away from a Crystal. I don't think I got there more than 3 or 4 times before they closed. Now I'm not clear where Crystal is. Oh, I was opening up a bunch of some of the boxes I brought over. I opened up a box. I opened this up for my friend. Who's it? This is it. Yeah, my friend Peggy, and she'd given me a card for Dairy Queen, but it was from over 2 years ago. I don't know if it's any good or not. And I looked up Dairy Queen. The closest one was way over in Cocoa. There's not one nearby. I don't know what to do. I'm going to do with that. I don't. I just left it in there. I forgot. Where else does he look? Okay, he's blue all the way down here. Oh boy. Oh, I don't have this on. Yeah, wasted perfectly good watermelon. Gallagher, who was what he I don't think he was born in Florida, but good time, just like Carrot Top, two guys that raised in Florida. Carrot Top I think was born in Florida, but Gallagher wasn't, or maybe it's vice versa. It just broke. Yeah, it was always yeah, that Soupy at least would try to tell a joke. Don't knock Peter Parker. You have a Dairy Queen near you, Andrea. I don't know if you do. I guess over in Orange City, near closer to on the other side of I-4. So I'm gonna move that over there so I can do both these at the same time. There we go. All right, so his legs are all blue. God, I really don't know Spider-Man. See, and imagine if I tried drawing. I guess the person who was asking about Sonic the Hedgehog vanished as soon as I said I couldn't do. I love these hearts that Crystal did. They're very nice. You'd think others would have picked up on that. You'd see some of that today, but no. Oh, I know. This goes something like this. Yes, his Kirtal looks really. Woo. How hard would that be to do? I'm curious. This was something I couldn't do when I was doing these lives on Ocala. Was images. Oh yeah, yeah. Gallagher's dead. We've learned that during one of these lives. Okay, I admit I have a picture of Gallagher this time. The others I just made up as I went, but I wasn't sure. Forgot. I always forget about that little beanie thing he wore. So I could draw other people, and there's no infringement of copyright. Well, I think some are starting to do that though. I think some of the more recent folks are doing things. The AI thing's causing that. The AI thing could really kill off people drawing caricatures. The ideas go after AI, but I think in the end it's going to really hurt caricaturists, if you want to call us that. I couldn't believe it. I got a request about a caricature thing. It was the Thursday the hurricane's coming through, and I saw a request come through. Someone in this area was requesting a caricaturist as the hurricane's going over for yesterday, Thursday, asking for a caricaturist for Saturday, and they only wanted them to draw for an hour. Andrea's worked in the event stuff. She knows that's crazy asking for just an hour, and doing it during a hurricane. It was, so these folks are probably from out of state, and they're just They, they're just trying to do a quick wedding. Maybe someone dropped out because of the storm. You don't ask. That's not a good idea. I don't. I doubt they got any help with that. As he had. That's right. I used to wear their. He always looked like he had a prison uniform on. And maybe he did. And if you haven't seen the Reagan movie, I strongly recommend such. It's a really good film. Actually, I forget her name, the lady who played Nancy Reagan, an actress who was big back in the 90s. She did really, I thought she was really good as Nancy Reagan. Wait, I'm missing thing. Kyle, you guys are going. Hold it. Be funny, but he's too creepy. Yeah, he is creepy. Well, you know why he does that? When you're performing, you're typically not near folks. You have some distance, and when you're on stage like he is, that far away, you don't see all the bad stuff with a close up camera. You see more what he used to look like because he's trying to keep that look going, and it works from. But I think that he's actually managed to undo himself by what he's done because people see they don't want to see him looking like he does. What is he? I, I think it's actually hurt him. But who's I don't think people are really going for his thing anyway. You look at some of those big guys, the uh, the Rob Schneiders and Carrot Tops and that lot. I've never drawn carrot. I've never drawn either of these before. I hope sometime I'll have to ask you something, your thoughts, because when you were growing up, you were in a territory of hearing a lot about the movies in Florida, and something I've written about the history of, and so on, and I know a lot about. But that's when things really blooming. I hadn't really thought of asking someone who was coming around the bend then what they thought because it was such a being promoted so much, and I knew it couldn't work. There will never be. We made the largest amount of movies in the 19 teens, silent films. We'll never ever be able to do any better, and they keep pretending like that's going to change, and it just doesn't. It can't. It's the weather. The weather's number one thing, but it's a big problem. He actually has a little too big. Boy, he looks strange. You imagine the amount of Clairol. How do you spell Clairol? Claire. Clairol. How do you spell? I'm just going to go Clairol. he uses to keep his head red. How many people is he really bringing in? Was it really worth it? I guess was he doing Vegas these days, I guess? Siegfried and Roy were still going on. He could be one of the Tigers on. And two other people that looked weird in their last years. Hurricane party. No, I think it was a wedding. I think they were trying to hire someone for. I think it said what it was for. I think maybe it was a wedding. That's what you'll have to draw them without naming them. If it's good enough, they'll all know who. Yes, that's right. Yes, an 8 hour. Well, no, I don't think people would know Carrot Top today. I mean, if I went around this apartment complex and showed a picture of Carrot, they have no idea who he is. Not a clue. Or Gallagher. In fact, I think it's getting to a point where we've lost. Well, we're never. Where's that? Here, this National Choir with James Garner on the cover. We know who this is because we saw him on in television, movies, advertising, and we see him in the press. Think of any celebrity today. This wasn't just Garner, but look at this list of names. If it was Jimmy Durante, Steve McQueen, McCartney, you'd know who these people are. Think of celebrities today where you'd still be able to do that. They're not circulating their image. Maybe Taylor Swift, but who else? I've mentioned that if Love Boat had come about today, or what's another one, Love American Style, where they're showing old celebrities today, you couldn't do it because you don't know who any of these people are. There's so few of them. They're recognizable, or you see a lot that there's not. There's a few, but look at those that you might think of: Schwarzenegger, Stallone. They're all in their 70s, heading to 80. May I point out? I'm talking about 50 and under. Who? There aren't many. But back in but before this time, and really, I guess you'd say almost the 2000s and previous to the time celebrities really started popping up in the 1920s, you would have no idea. Today, you can't do it. Yeah, well, there's celebrity hype, but who are they? People really don't know. People really don't know. Oh, I'm sorry, I did Gallagher without the screen thing. Yeah, who's this one? Well, anyway, this is a great little conversation we've been having. There's so much hype today. Yes, yes, yes. Murder She Wrote was one of the last ones who did that. Yes, that series. Well, another one was Burke's Law was another one. Both the '60s version and the '90s version. But you couldn't do it. You could not do it today. And I don't think the so-called celebrities would do it either. I mean, Stallone and Schwarzenegger aren't doing Love Boat. The older actors, see, back then, you think '70s and '80s, you had older actors who were so big and bigger than life, the June Allisons, that when they popped up, you knew who they were. Think of someone from the same length of time 30 years ago who could pop up on something today that you'd know or would even do it. There aren't many. I mean, if the Knight Rider guy did was do I have his name? Kelly, was it? People would know who he was. Or even something like 90130, whatever it was. If they did something like a Love Boat, I don't think people would know who they are or care much. And I think that's a problem with something like National Enquirer. They really can't go after folks because people don't know who these people are. And if there are, they're just a few of them. Yeah, we have empty vessels for people. Bingo, Alice. That's it. You got it. And that's true. They're mostly political activists. One side of look what I thought very interesting what uh, Dennis Quaid did yesterday. Speaking about the Reagan movie, that was a very interesting move on his part. He has killed his career. He's killed, what? Like, well, he's up there too. Yeah, I would know him. Yeah, I know all 40s, 30s, 20s, 30s. I've just been running some Edward Everett Horton. There you go. There you go. How many people here know who Edward Everett Horton was? Good luck. That's unfortunate because and to me, those are only decent films being made, or were made. Oh, here. I know where to go here. That would be interesting. I don't know if I've tried that. Here, we'll go back, step back here. Give me just a second. Here we go. Someone else I never tried to draw before is Edward Everett Horton. Oh my God, what just happened? That just leaped on me. Yeah, it's trying to tell me something. Yeah, let me not. Oh yeah, this is the way to go. I mean, Edward Everett Horton was wow. Let's see if I can draw a little version of him real quick. And these are still decent films with good stories. Not all of them. A lot of them. It's only better what you see today. So I tend to I don't I try. I did run the Reagan film. That was actually good. Wow. Hope and Dolphin. I was gonna. I have so much work to do, but I need to get out hiking, and I just need to make a commitment and just do it. So I'm wondering, I mean, would y'all have time Tuesday? Maybe, maybe. Oh, I only need just maybe 10, 15 minutes. But I'm going to go and try to hit the trail for an hour or so. If I can do it, we'll see. What's great about Horton was that he continued into to his death. He worked to his death. Unfortunately, he wasn't trying to use a submachine gun or scale buildings, unlike Stallone and Schwarzenegger. So they're gonna. After a while, guys, it looks silly. Stop it. Stallone was actually, Horton was actually acting like an old man. If you know what, it's a mad world, then you know there was Horton in his elderly age, admitting he was an older man, which Carrot Top should do too. There we go. There's Edward Everett Horton. Yeah, Gutenberg did disappear. It's Steve Gutenberg. I remember seeing him on Carson early '70s, and he said how he got into the business. And Gutenberg, very aggressive guy, so aggressive, in fact. Steve Gutenberg is told. I remember this from the '70s because it just really struck me. He was. I don't remember if it was Warner Brothers or Universal, but he just walked into a movie set. He walked right by the guard. He just walked in like he was supposed to be there. And soon he was in film. Gutenberg. Me? Who me? Me? Who's that? Steve Gutenberg. Who's what? Depends if mom will have the van. Oh, okay. I don't need you all to hike. I just need if we could just do some video. That's all. You don't have to walk anywhere. I just stand there and take some video. We do it at the entrance. That's it. Simple video. Done and gone. Yeah, no. Just if we just meet there and so what I'm saying about National Choir and all is I'm going to have some of those things pass on to y'all. So wow is this crowded page? My goodness. 2024. You know, and come November, I'll probably not be doing these every day. I'll stop, probably back to once a week. For right now, I want to try to keep up with the Inktober thing. Who knows? Usually, I'll go into the month a little bit, and I'll back off. You'll see what happens. Yeah, unless you want to. But what? Who's what? Okay, so here you are. Here's a. Yeah, the young pumpkin pie was here. Would probably give. I guess pumpkin pie's not here. Oh, please like this if you would. I appreciate it if you'd like it. That'd be very nice. Because I've not actually increased any subscribers. So it went up one. I think I like to get some more. It's weird that heart stands out in this picture. All right. I'll probably post this because it's kind of funny. We covered so much territory. Look at all these people we talked about. You know what? Most people have no. I mean, they know who Spider-Man, Batman are, but otherwise, lost to the crowd. Okay. Yes, I need to pull the plug. Thank you all so much for being here. Y'all have a good night. I'll probably do one tomorrow. So that was the schedule this week. Tomorrow, I'm fit. I've got some more artwork to get done. Tuesday. Probably Tuesday, so 8 o'clock Monday, 8 o'clock Tuesday, 8 o'clock Wednesday. But Thursday, I'll be in Orange County. Probably Melissa around 1:30, 2 o'clock. And then I've got a busy time after that. And then Friday, I'm not sure. I'm going to be out doing some politicking, I think, on Friday. And we're back Saturday, Sunday again. So I think so. Tuesday, I might. I don't think I'm going to go more than an hour. In fact, I'm going to try to time myself. I don't go further, so I don't poop out. Can't do anything afterward and wipe myself out for the week. I don't want to do that. Thank you very much for being here. So thank you. See, that's where this chat thing works so well, especially when we had it over at Facebook. That's so many people. But thank you all for being here, being a part of things, and y'all take care. And I'll see y'all next time. I'll probably do this again tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Take care. Bye bye. Good night. Good night.